Hey everybody, we're going to have a look at setting up our Sensit Haptics MTC-P Extreme haptic seat in F125, and we're going to do it live. Go to settings. I've already selected expert settings filter. Okay, so we need to go to telemetry, and it needs to look for UDP telemetry, and I'm imagining we're going to turn that on. Okay, so then we're going to switch over to our multi setup. So here is SimHub setup for you, lower right corner. Go into F125 and hopefully that should say now waiting for data. So it should be turned on within here. UDP is 20777. Just matching that on our main game screen there. Send rate, I mean, let's just leave it as is, shall we, for now, and see what happens when we get into it. Hopefully that will receive from our PS5 that we've got running. Obviously you can do this on PC without a problem, and we'll go down to our base shakers setup. Should be able to, if I do a clone profile, and I'll change this over to F1. It's in SimHub, it's called Codemasters. Okay, so there you go. So we'll just rename this one as F125. Okay. So back into the game, and what I want to do is get on with the game, and this is just set to my default RBJ setup from my other video on GT7. I do want to turn everything off. Manual suggested. I think we'll allow ourselves manual suggested for the purpose of the video. First setup of the game for me. So it looks like I've been able to get that running now, just with a couple of little changes there. So what we did was we made sure that the telemetry is on. It's on broadcast. It's on 20777, but it's also on public here, not restricted. I think that was the key difference, and I just got a little acknowledgement rumble coming through the seat. So gone to our base shakers, we've got our newly cloned profile selected and saved. So what I want to do then is try out the effects, and as I've done before, I'm going to try and have a look at that gear shift while I give it a first try on the system. So let's hope that this works now. Yeah, that's definitely working. Okay, it's smoother than GT7. That was pretty wild on the curb initially. Wow, okay. And a huge lockup, really good feel on the lockup there. Now I feel like I've got some sense of the fact that the tyres are dirty. It's not bad at all. It's not bad. A bit of direction change, big lockup mechanics. So obviously I've turned off all the assistance here. I've got the speed with curving, I think, coming in. Yeah, definitely speed with curving as we impact the G-forces. Wow, 7th gear, that's wild. Okay, that's pretty good on the curb, but I want a lot more curb and I want a lot less speed with curving, I think. We just want that little hint from the speed with curving. Oh, okay. A little bit of an impact there. So that's pretty cool. Nice. And I definitely want that traction loss mechanic a bit better as well. So those are my first thoughts. I could definitely feel the gear shift, but I definitely think the gear shift needs to be a bit more. So let's change that. Wheel slip. Wasn't 100% sure I was really getting much of that one. So I wonder if I need to be thinking about the frequency of that one. Wheel slip, I'm going to leave at 100%. Wheel spin and lock. Now, my initial thought was that my traction loss was too low. Now that only goes up to 100, and I was down a little bit lower before. Okay, let's look into that. Gear shift I've just increased a little bit. Wheels lock felt good. I felt like I knew what was going on with that. Let's just check the sound output. We have got everything set up okay from our um, GT7 setup. So as I showed on a previous video, but this might be the first time you're seeing, I've renamed the numbered, and they're number 1 to 8. I've renamed those so that you know which of the rumble pads are giving anything out at any given time for various different effects. And I'll just scroll through those very steadily, and so you can see where it is on the seat that I'm feeling those effects mostly. And obviously I do want to be picking up front left, front right on seat left front, seat right front, and on seat left back, seat right back for the wheels lock and the spin and lock and everything. So just making sure that that's a-okay. Impacts, so wall, opponent hit, etc. Oh well, we should really have that higher now. So let's at least double that. And then I do want road vibration. So road vibration based on suspension telemetry. I do think I want to be feeling that a little bit more, and I wonder whether I want to have more variance in the effects here. So that's gone to a lower frequency. So let's open that up a little bit. Let's go out to 70 from 44. Leave that lower one where it is. And it's subtle. It's honestly pretty subtle when I press the test button. So I do think that road vibration, let's put that up to 20. See how that feels. Lateral G, I think that was too much. So let's drop that down to say something around 60 or so. And then I do want to have a think about that speed with curving as well. So I've only got it on 29 at the moment. I think the RPMs should be okay. Speed with curving is the one that caused me the most amount of time spent trying to figure this one out. But this is the way I've got it. So this was set up for a Red Bull Junior car. So we had it come in at about 130 kilometers an hour. Obviously a Red Bull Junior car, much slower. So I'm going to jack that up to 150 and make the high force really high. So upwards of say 330 or something crazy in kilometers an hour. Curving sensibility. Don't really know what that's going to be feeling, but that's very low in the hertz range. So that felt like that was a little bit strong, but with that change, hopefully we'll mess about with that a little bit. And TC active is not part of F125. We should still be getting that. Road impacts, I would definitely want road impacts on because I want to be able to feel the curb. So let's try that, turning that down a little bit. I know that I am. So we've got lots of things that we don't necessarily have here in GT7. So I think we should probably add some of these on. I'm not sure about speed. What are the options for speed? Let's have a look. Simple speed, proportional feedback. Okay, so we'll play around with this. I think simulated road texture, we don't want that very high. And I don't want road rumble only. So I think we'll come down to about 54. Again, give it a bit of a try. Same hertz range at the moment for road impact as for road rumble. That's a question mark for me. Do we come back to that maybe as well? But hopefully that has opened these out quite nicely. RPMs, I don't think we want too much on those, really. We've got road vibration. I think we maybe want a little bit more than 20% on that. We've added impacts. We've got acceleration G, deceleration G, quite a little bit there, quite a small amount added. We've got our gear shifts, and we've got a wheels slip. So let's leave wheels slip up, shall we? And that's quite high. And traction loss is going to be really important for us. But I'm questioning whether we want all of these on the same frequency as well. That's pretty strong and actually pretty low for wheel slip. I'm going to experiment, I think, with changing the frequency on this one. I'm going to raise the frequency. Bass effect, I'm going to go up to, say, let's try 76. And that's very distinct then. That does feel very different to what I've had before. Trigger when brake pedal reaches. Now, these are really interesting to me because I definitely want to look at haptic brake, but I'm wondering whether I can get the same effect through the seat as well with some experimentation in future. But anyway, we've changed some of that. We changed the hertz and the wheel spin and lock. So for traction loss feel as a test, okay, I think that should be higher still. I think we should turn that up. And let's go to something like 60. And then for wheels spin and lock, I want to go for something in the middle of those two. So say something like, I don't know, 66. And that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool effect. Okay, so we are going to leave wheels slip up, I think. And then we'll have a look at this back on the feedback.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Straight away, I'm having to be very much more careful on the throttle application. Yeah, that's good. That felt really in line with. I do want to hit something. That felt really in line with my wheel curb effect there, and in the seat. Got some really good wheel slip activity going on there.
You've got front wing damage.
Just caught it out the corner of my eye while I'm looking at the screen. I really don't know my way around Melbourne very well at all.
Okay, the stewards have given you a 3-second time penalty for contact with other cars. That's
doing a test, shush.
To be added to our race time.
Alright, so let's test the G-force as we come through here. That's nice. And I think I'm feeling the lines on the road as well as we come through. So this is nice. I wouldn't expect to be feeling a lot of wheel slip, but there was a little bit of locking there. My wheel went a bit light, but I don't know that I felt as much as I would like to. Great wheel spin there. Really, really good, actually. Now, I'm not sure I'm quite in tune enough to pick perfect frequency for my seat effects, but this does feel good. I feel like I'm feeling quite a lot here. There was a big amount of brake lock there. I wonder if I can change the brake balance on the fly here, and let's have a look. So brake balance, I'm going to reduce that down to the minimum. So let's see if I can lock back and feel that. Nice. I hope that came through well on the effects there. I'm getting wheel spin, definitely getting traction loss. Curving with speed is strong. It's especially as I come through this fast section. Definitely that's an effect on the right hand side seat and back that I've set up. So great curb effect now, really feeling the curbs nicely. In fact, I'm almost not really paying attention to my wheel effects anymore. There was the back stepping out. Yeah, let's have a look at that on the telemetry readout. That's pretty cool. So I like what I've done, but I think I want to go a little bit more extreme than I had before. So let's just change this, 'cause it's almost undrivable now. Let's go right up to the front and see what happens. Good gear changes. Do like the feel of the gear changes now. Huge locking up, massive understeer, as you would expect. But I just want to be able to feel that effect on the fronts as well. So let's just deliberately lock the front. Yeah, good little. It's like it's actually quite like an ABS experience in a road car actually. So that's what I'm feeling, is like a lock up and that almost that pulsing effect.
Blue flag, blue flag.
I like the fact that it is basically undrivable when it comes to putting it on that level of brake balance. And have a see. So I went as high as 76. I'm going to go even higher for wheel slip. I'm going to go up to say 85, and then for spin and lock I'm going to go up a little bit further. Traction loss, I've gone to 60. I think that still needs to be a little bit higher. You want to be able to really pay attention, I think, to things like traction loss and lock and everything. Gear shift, feel pretty good about gear shift, and that's up to 59% right now. Wheel locking, that's still 50 hertz. Wheel lock, I'm gonna raise wheel lock up. Let's go to something like 68. Give that a test. Okay, so I've got to kind of remember what these are feeling like. Deceleration and acceleration G-force, these are quite low. So we don't want to be feeling these too much, I don't think. We've got our impacts, which is wall and opponent hit. Okay. And let's whack that right up. We want to see, we want to feel when we've had an accident, right? If you take my meaning. Road vibration, I think that is around the curbing effect, and that's quite nicely varying already. High effect frequency is at 44. Interesting. Okay, so I want more of that for sure. RPMs, still don't know how much I want RPMs. That's I've got that going on in my back rather than the seat, so that I'm not really paying as much attention to it. I feel like, you know, you want the engine, especially in an F1 car, in a mid or rear engine car, you definitely want to be feeling that behind you, and that's a nice low bass effect. In fact, let's go even lower on all of these and see. So this is the default, I think, the response filter. I haven't messed with that too much. And then speed with curving, I did turn that down. I think that speed with curving belongs a little bit higher in the hertz range. And then I'm going to leave that as it was. That felt reasonably good. And let's try engine vibration, shall we? Let's see see what that feels like this time. Let's go back to.
We're not racing the car
Oh
behind.
wow,
Let
okay.
them pass when you can.
Yeah, that's pretty strong on the engine vibration. It's probably too much. Let's really hammer the curb. Okay. Engine vibration is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous level. So let's turn that right down. Let's try that at like a 10 and see what happens. Yeah, that's just the small amount now. Really small amount of feel there. Quite a bit on that. It's actually coming through while we're in the pause menu, which is kind of weird. Road impacts, so that's your bumps and other stuff. I do think we need a bit more, and that's coming through on the 44 hertz. Road rumble, that's going to be the same sort of feel. So let's leave that up as we get on here and restart, and then hopefully as we drive you can see what we're doing. That's really good connection to the traction loss there. Sorry about it, Lando. Yeah, good stuff on the curb. Really want to go over these curbs, but I know some of them are quite slippery in Melbourne. Okay, pretty much got a constant amount of chatter going on through the seat here. Wow, okay. What was going on there? That was, I think, the speed with curving, possibly. I think maybe that was a little bit much. So you can see as I go over the curbs. It's good. It's good. Oh, that was nice. I got the little touch there with Hamilton, and then big slam as we went airborne on one side. Yeah, and that feels like rallying. Once you're on the grass, that's interesting. Okay.
Mind that front wing is going to need replacing if it takes too much damage.
I can't even remember what...
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
Right, so we don't have DRS yet. That makes sense. Okay, let's go over these curves as much as we can. Oof. Every time we're at speed, we're getting quite a lot of kickback going on. Okay. On that left-hander, we used to turn. That's interesting effect. That pulse as we go over here. I know that's not road surface as such. That's so good. It's so good on the grass. It really is. Right, and you could see that on the road impacts. There's your rumble strips and grass as well. So both of those were 44. Simulated road texture. Okay, I can't remember if that's what we just turned on. But for now, I think... I don't like turning effects off, but I think I'm probably going to turn off engine vibration. It's too distracting. It's not really giving me what I want to be feeling here. So I'm going to turn speed of curving down even further, and I'm probably going to drop the frequency as well, and that's pretty good actually. So I'm keen to know what it is that's making that weird weird effect that I was feeling as we went through. Is that road vibration, or is it the lateral? It might well be the lateral G. Should we And the road effects. It's interesting. It's like getting a whack in the back, that one is. Okay, and then up here we've got wheels lock, acceleration G, deceleration G. I'm going to just turn those up because I'm not really feeling those at the moment. Let's have a little test. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. That's good. So we've got a lateral G. Let's leave that on live while we drive. Yeah, I'm getting the kick in the back now when you decelerate. Look at all the effects going on the telemetry view as well. Really good. Keen to get back around to that corner where I was doing that effect before. Let's try and get into that left-hander and see what it was that I was feeling before. Come to it now. Interesting. Okay. That is your lateral G-force, I think, that I'm getting. Yeah. How cool is that? That's really, really good. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to be so different to GT7 that I spend all my time on. But again, really, really impressive. There is so much going on in the F1 car. And I guess that makes sense, you know, it's a stiffer sprung car to most cars that you're driving. But it's just going to take a little bit of time just to get that get used to it and really tune in to what the haptics are telling me to do. Through we go again. Okay. It's good on the deceleration. As you know, I'm all about the immersion, so I enjoy every little effect. But even for me, and I'm racing flat screen, so that's taking some of the immersion away for me from my normal experience and preference, but it really is something else. I think we probably want to turn the lateral G down slightly. Good stuff. Okay, so I was saying let's go down a bit on lateral G in intensity, and I think we'll go down in frequency as well. So just turning that down ever so slightly. The impacts was big and really quite impressive when we went skywards there before. And I'm not getting a lot of acceleration. Now, I don't know how much acceleration I really need. That's more of a nice to have. So I think I'm going to try and turn that one off and see how that feels as we go. And got our gear shift. I've got no problems with gear shift at all. Enjoy that a lot. And then we've got our wheel slip, spin and loss, and our traction loss. And those are really high. So I just want to make sure that we've got everything on here that we chose before. There's wheel slip, and that's really high in the hertz range of the frequency. And on Sensit Haptics MTC-P Extreme seats, you get the widest hertz range that any other seat manufacturer or haptics seat solution gives you. So you really have this huge band of the hertz range to choose from, and of course your 8 different outputs, or I believe 14 different, is available as well out there. Don't forget you can get a 20% discount with my discount code WEBO, WEBBO, of course. And I think it's a case of just editing this very slightly. Those are set to 44. Let's have a look. How high can we actually go on here? Wow. Okay, so I don't know if you can even hear that. It's so high. Whoop. It's that kind of tone, that kind of note coming through there. So that's massive. That's 129, and we can push this. Let's try it at 213. I don't know. Can you hear that again? That's crazy, crazy high. So let's turn it right down because that's just madness. It's more of a musical simulation now than anything else. And of course, you go right down to 1, and that I literally can't feel that at all. So for road rumble, I do think the typical kind of run over a curb is like a kind of feel from what I figure. So I think we want to go higher. That's quite good. 70 I think is pretty good. So let's try a bit of that out. And I'm going to leave wheel slip up while we just have another little try on this. We should obviously get a lot of wheel slip at the start, right? So
Okay.
trigger when throttle reaches a certain percentage. It's really interesting. So you're trying to avoid that frequency going off on your seat, and there's no way like on my cheap ass wheel, the G29, you're never going to feel anything that's going on with wheel slip. So all you've got when you're gaming normally with a wheel is you've just got your ears really to tell you about the wheel slip at the back there under throttle anyway. Oof, nice. Okay, got hit out. Oh damn it. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, so all you've got normally is just that ears and a little bit of eyes, I suppose, but you're not really feeling out for the wheel spin. Whereas this, when you start to recognize with your posterior exactly what frequency the wheel slip is happening at the start of the race, you do really naturally start to just try to avoid that, and you just back off at 5% on the throttle, and your throttle application for me has always been heavy, always been not the best, but I think we're getting pretty close here to a good setup. And there we just got a little bit of spin. Let's try and rejoin. Okay, second gear rejoin. Not what you want.
Okay, listen, don't worry about it, mate.
I'm just getting mullered here.
Now look, I've put a new strategy option for you in the MFD,
Where's that?
so go and have a look.
Gotcha. Okay. Noted. A little bit of slip there on the curb, possibly even. Alright, nice, okay. I think it's the kind of thing that I think you could play with a lot over time, and just refine that. But I feel like we're getting closer than we've been. We haven't taken many missteps, and you can see how easy the process is to get it set up. Now I don't want to bore everybody for too long, and I'm sure I'll leave a timestamp for the best setup that I come to at the end of the video, so I don't waste time for anybody. It's the last thing I want to do. But please, don't forget to check out the product, and let me know what you think,
The track is clear,
and especially let me know when you bought it. I'd love to see you tag me, or you can collab with me on first experience on the setup process as well. I'm trying to give you any help that I can as we go around here. So we're just getting that little bit of slip, just a tiny bit of slip when we're driving normally, and I think that's probably quite normal. Traction loss, just check that again. Okay, so that's the kind of thing I'm feeling out for. So let's leave that up for you, and you can see whether I'm getting any traction loss. I will try and deliberately dump the throttle out of slower corners, because I'm going to get it here, right? It's not a lot though. Let's try and really dump the throttle out of this next one. That's pretty cool. Of course, now I've got no front wing either.
Okay, you have a lot
Really
of
trying to chuck it around here now. So there's it. Yeah, I've definitely got a bit of lock-in at the front there as well. Right, let's. Yeah, that's really cool. So it's. You saw that the moment that I kind of did a burnout there. You can see that happening in the traction loss. It's not a lot. It's not a lot at all, but it's definitely other effects that's triggering. So there's your spin and lock. That's probably what. Let's go right down to neutral. You can see there. That's the kind of feel that you've got. So I'll try and launch now without picking up that wheel spin, and it's almost impossible. It really is. Obviously, as you saw, this is the car's so powerful. It's progressing on the.
Blue flag.
Let's go. So I'm genuinely going to try now.
Flag conditions create a gap and let the car behind through.
Somewhat interrupted test there, but I did manage to accelerate that time without causing traction. Causing the wheel slip. Anytime you dump the throttle in a low gear, you're going to get it in the F1 cars, of course. It's a big lock there. Find L2. There's the. I've got major engine vibrations as I lift up on the pit stop here.
Let's go now. Come on. You're late turning.
Again, lots of wheel spin, even though I'm under pit limiter. I don't know if I've now just lost the race there as a result. Whoa, okay, that's cool. Just what I'm feeling in the seat. Really, really cool. I haven't shown you live what's going on with the deceleration. It's pretty gentle, and I've got it only happening in the back cushion, so it's not distracting from what I'm feeling through the seat itself. The back cushion thing is so cool. It's so cool on the Sensit Haptics. And I'm going to run out of race to run now here, but you saw the brake effect. If there's anything in particular you want me to demonstrate, then please let me know. There's the road vibration, which I think have been doing pretty well at 70. I just want to test that. High effect frequency. I think the high effect frequency wants to be actually higher than the bass. I guess that could probably make sense. RPMs, I'm relatively happy with RPMs. I still think we could probably do something about that. I think speed with curving might still be too high in effect. So I think let's come down a little bit on that. Probably not as little as that. So let's try, say, 15%. Sorry if you've got OCD. I didn't really enjoy engine vibration very much. As I mentioned, road impact, road rumble, really good. Really, really good, actually, those ones. Road texture, again, I like those. And speed, didn't get anything out of speed at all. Didn't follow with that, really. So we've turned off acceleration G. Didn't feel good with that. Going to increase deceleration G-force, and maybe just leave that one up for the last try and see how this is going. But honestly, it's a very different experience on F1 to GT7. But it doesn't mean it's worse. It's just different, and it's going to take quite a lot of practice to get used to. But I feel like we've tuned this really nicely. Oh, that was tricky. That was really tricky. I was trying to start in as smooth a way as possible. That called for a bit of trail braking, I think, there. Let's try and concentrate on trail braking as we come through the next few corners then. I think that might be flat, actually, going through there. That was on and off, wasn't it, with that that brake application. Definitely want to sort of ride the brakes through there, I think. It was a bit of a step that time. I'm a menace. I'm an absolute menace. So much more sensitive, the steering on default on this wheel, on this sim, than I'm used to. Okay. All right, let's come to a stop. Really cool on the deceleration there. I think I've got that one where I want it. There's no replacement for just spending time, loads of time in the seat on your favorite sim and just experimenting. But I really think that we've arrived at something that's a great starter position for you. You may have to move these around, by the way, which is just done using this section. But just to show you what I've got switched on, what my frequencies are on F125. I think I had a few switched on down here. There we go. The road ones are sublime. Really, really good. Better than GT7 for sure. And then on the sound output, just to review for you, they come by default just with the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've renamed them. So I would go and do that if I were you, because really, it really helps you when you set it. But just copy this. Go ahead and copy this. But if you want this and it's possible, I will happily send it out to whoever wants it on the export button. In fact, I've just found it. So if you want that, let me know. Hit me up. But those are the different things that I've got switched on, and which of the speaker numbers each one seems to output at the moment. So go ahead and get ready and pause your favorite thing and just copy this. I'm pretty happy with it for now. If I do make a major change, I'll make a new video. But thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Appreciate you all. As always, don't forget to follow the link and use the code WEBO for 20% off your Sensit Haptics MTC-P Extreme. Thanks so much for watching.